Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgia. So today I am back without it being a month. And I'm very excited about that because usually I'm like, oh my god guys, like it's been a month since I filmed. No, it's been like a day and I'm filming again. So it's exciting stuff. But yeah, I mean, I need to do this very quickly today because it's actually currently like 10 AM and it's 10 AM because I am working today. So I was like, you know what, I'll get up early, I'll film some YouTube videos, then I'll go to work and then I'll come back from work and edit them. So yeah, I feel like I'm being really good today and really fulfilled in the fact that I'm being busy. Oh my god, right, speaking of work, right, you'll know who you are, who I'm telling this story about, but I was in work the other day, you know, just going about my merry business, you know, just doing what I do, and this group of people come over to me and they're like, oh you on YouTube? And I'm like, oh yeah. And you know, so I actually had my first fan. Would you call it a fan? I guess it's a fan, you know. I'm not like famous enough to like have fans, I guess. Maybe it is fans, maybe. Is that what you, yeah, I'll just call you my fans, you know, my Georgialikebaker fans. Yeah, so I had my first fan come up to me and be like, I know you. And do you know what, right? I was like, oh, yeah, actually, though, I'm actually kind of embarrassed because instead of, you know, someone coming up to you being like, I know you, and me being like, oh my god, yeah, like, thank you so much for, you know, watching me and, like, you know, having a great first encounter, what I do is go, haha, don't stalk me. That's what I did. That is what I did. So if you are watching this, I'm very sorry, that's what I said. You know, out of pure just awkwardness and not knowing what to say, I went, haha, don't stalk me. I did say it as a joke. Don't get me wrong, I did say it as a joke, but it just, you know, look, if it is you, this is me, again, saying thank you so much for watching me, and thank you for approaching me, and thank you for saying that you like my reactions, and I'm very sorry that I didn't speak to you more. I felt like I should have stood there and spoke more, and been a bit more, like, friendly, you know. But look, I was at work, so you probably can let me off, like, it was quite late, and I was tired, and, you know, and I went, don't stalk me. So embarrassed. I have like secondhand embarrassment for myself that I did that. Do you know what I mean? I should have given you an autograph. I mean, I'm not famous enough to give out autographs actually, am I? That's why I wouldn't have even thought to do that because I'm not famous enough. I'm not even famous at all, you know. Do you even have you handing out autographs? Like, who do I think I am? But like, yeah. But if you are watching this, then, you know, thanks for saying that, and thanks again for approaching me, and yeah, and thanks for, yeah, just thanks, I guess. But yeah, and I'm sorry for saying don't stalk me. Although I did think you got the joke, because I did mean it in a joke way, and you laughed, so thank you. And on with the video, actually. So yeah, little shout out to you there. But yeah, today I'm watching George Carlin because, you know, I love a bit of George Carlin. I think he's great. You know, we all know, if you have watched me for a while, you know that I do love Bill and I love George. They're like my two main dudes, you know, and sometimes Patrice, haven't done him for a while though, but yeah, they're like my main comedian dudes. And so I'm reacting to George Carlin, list of people who ought to be killed. Now I'm a bit concerned because the video is 20 minutes long and I speak a lot, so by the end the video will be like 40 minutes. I'm hoping that I try and keep it to a minimum. I will try, don't you worry. But yeah, let's swiftly get on with the video.
Now, something else a lot of you are aware of, those of you with illegal cable hookups will be aware of the fact that one of the things I like to do in my shows is complain, you know? It's kind of a motif for me, complaining. And of course, this weird culture we live in leaves you no shortage of things to complain about. So this next piece of material, like most good ideas, is fairly simple. It's just a list of people who ought to be killed. Starting with these people who read self-help books. Why do so many people need help? Life is not that complicated. You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 meals, you take 1 good shit, and you go back to bed. What's the fucking mystery? And the part I really don't understand, if you're looking for self-help, why would you read a book written by somebody else?
True.
That's not self-help. That's help.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no such thing as self-help. If you did it yourself, you didn't need help.
Yeah.
You did it yourself. Try to pay attention to the language we've all agreed on.
Right, I'm going to pause already, but do you know what I find with George? I feel like he's constantly just thinking of things, like, you know, most people just pick up that book and go, "Do you know what? Yeah, it's just some self-help," you know, and that's all they'll think of it, and they'll read it, and they'll just see if they can get some help from it, and that's all they'll think. But he'll sit there and think, self-help. For one, that title doesn't make sense. Like, he thinks of why things don't make sense, and that's why I like him, you know. He's full of logic, and he's full of trying to make you understand why some things just don't make sense, you know, and I like that about him. But yeah.
It's yourself. Try to pay attention to the language we've all agreed on. And a similar mystery to me, motivation books, motivation seminars. Why would anyone need to be motivated by someone else? I say if you lack motivation, a seminar isn't going to help you. What you really need is to be smashed in the head 30 or 40 times with a golf club. That'll fucking motivate you. Or else it'll at least get you up and moving around the room. You know, locate your socks, shit like that. Get the day rolling. Motivation is bullshit. If you ask me, this country could use a little less motivation. The people who are motivated are the ones who are causing all the trouble. Stock swindlers, serial killers, child molesters, Christian conservatives. These people are highly motivated. Highly motivated. You know?
And we don't want them to be, you know?
Anyway, I think motivation is overrated. You show me some lazy prick who's lying around all day watching game shows and stroking his penis, and I'll show you someone's not causing any fucking trouble, okay?
Thank you, George. Thank you. Now to my family members, my friends, whoever, when I'm just wanting, because the thing is, right, I'm not a very busy human being, you know, I'm not really like doing loads of stuff. Like, yeah, I work and I do YouTube sometimes when I can, you know. That's not that busy, you know. Other than that, I just sit in my bed and I eat food and I watch telly. And yeah, probably not the most healthy circumstances, probably not the best, probably I don't have the most motivation, but at the same time I'm like, what's wrong with that? It's just a simple little life that I appreciate. Leave me to enjoy my simple, peaceful life. Why do I need to jam pack it full of things and like motivational stuff like he's saying? I don't need to do it. Thank you, George. I'm causing the least trouble in the world, okay? I call it looking out for myself and looking out for the world.
Stroking his penis, and I'll show you someone's not causing any fucking trouble, okay? Here's another pack of low-grade morons who ought to be locked into portable toilets and set on fire. These people with bumper stickers that say, "We are the proud parents of an honor student at the Franklin School." You know? Or the Midvale Academy, or whatever other innocent-sounding name has been assigned to the indoctrination center where their child has been sent to be stripped of his individuality and turned into an obedient, soul-dead, conformist member of the American consumer culture.
I'll catch that one too.
Proud parents. What kind of empty people need to validate themselves through the achievements of their children? How'd you like that to live with a couple of these misfits? How's that science project coming along, Justin? Fuck you, Dad. You simple-minded prick. Mind your own business and pass the Cheerios. Here's a bumper sticker I'd like to see. We are the proud parents of a child whose self-esteem is sufficient that he doesn't need us promoting his minor scholastic achievements on the back of our car. Or, we are the proud parents of a child who has resisted his teacher's attempts to break his spirit and bend him to the will of his corporate masters. Just be nice a little for change, you know? Here's something realistic. We have a daughter in public school who hasn't been knocked up yet.
Yeah, but at least that would be funny, you know, like what he's saying. At least they'd be like a bit comedic, like what he just said. You know, they'd be like, oh, we're the proud parents of. Actually, though, to be fair, I am graduating from university soon, and if my parents don't have a proud bumper sticker on their car for me, I don't want it, you know? I'm just gonna do it just to piss off George in his grave, you know. Is that bad to say? No, it's not bad to say. I'm just joking. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. If George is looking down on me right now, I'm saying, look, as soon as I graduate, I'm gonna get my parents to put a bumper sticker on their car to say they're proud parents of me because I just graduated. But yeah.
We have a son in public school who hasn't shot any of his classmates yet. But he does sell drugs to your honor student. Plus, he knocked up your daughter. Then there are the people who aren't too proud of their children. We are the embarrassed parents of a cross-eyed little nitwit who at the age of 10 not only continues to wet the bed, but also shits on the school bus. Something like that on the back of the car might give the child a little more incentive, you know? Get him to try a little harder next semester. Here are some more parents who ought to be beaten with heavy clubs and left bleeding in the moonlight. These are the ones who carry their babies around in these backpacks or front packs or slings or whatever these devices are called that are apparently designed to leave the parents' hands free to sort through high-end merchandise and reach for their platinum credit cards. Because it's always these upscale, yuppie-looking, Greenpeace, environmentally conscious assholes who have mine, you know? I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Natural Fibers. I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Natural Fibers. It's not camping equipment, it's a baby. Touch the little prick now and then. He'll thank you for it someday. These are the same people who sort their garbage, jog with their dogs, and listen to Steely Dan. You know? You just like to take them out deep into the forest and disembowel them with a wooden cooking spoon. Here are some more people who ought to be smashed across the face repeatedly with a piece of heavy mining equipment. These grown men who refer to their fathers as my daddy. You know? Yeah. Gee, you hear a lot of this stupid shit in the South. These rebel assholes, you know? My daddy, yeah, my daddy. Well, you know what my daddy used to say? My daddy used to say, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he did? Did he? Well, wasn't that fucking enlightening? My daddy used to say, fuck your daddy. Fuck your daddy. In his wrinkled, rustic, rural, country asshole. Grow up, Billy Joe, Carl, Bob, Danny, Frank. You're not 6 anymore. More like 9.
Do you know what though? That's why I'm glad, because I don't feel like we do that in England. You know, we don't really go like, oh, my daddy, my dad, because it sounds weird actually coming from our accent, like my daddy. I think it just sounds weird with our accent than like my daddy, you know? That's more Australian. But yeah, do you know what with George though? I will say that I just find with him that I feel like the main thing is that the fact that he's so miserable is actually what's so funny. Like, not miserable, but like you said, like he complains a lot. He has this sort of style where he's just sort of like complains, and he sounds like he's just been a miserable old man. But it works, you know, and it's funny, and like it makes his delivery even more funny because he's genuinely like, you know, he genuinely feels that way. He's like these stupid people, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what I like. It's just funny to me that he's kind of like just a miserable old man, but he's just turned being a miserable old man into comedy, and I love that about him, you know?
9. Here's another unfortunate pack of mutants who ought to be penciled in for a sudden visit from the angel of death. These guys who can't tell you about a phone call they had without giving you this shit. The fucking pinky and the thumb. Like they attended mime college. Studied under Marcel Marceau. So I call her up, you know? And I'm talking to her. And she fucking hangs up on me. So I hang up on her. And she calls me back. I fucking hang up again. I say, hey, Bruno, thanks for the visual aid. But we all understand the concept of the telephone. You hold it in your hand, you talk into it. Excuse me, Bruno, incoming call. Oh, hey, it's for you.
He's so good. Oh, God.
There's another bunch of puss-headed telephone cretins. These self-important techno dicks who walk around with these hands-free telephone headsets and earpieces. Mr. Self-Important doesn't want to be too far from the phone in case Henry Kissinger calls. He's got the Dalai Lama on line 2. I say, hey, spaceman, as long as your hands are free, reach over here and fondle my balls, won't you?
Who you got to work with when your eyes are closed in the forest?
Who you got? William Hill. It's who you play with.
And answering machines. Starting with these people who think it's cute to let their children record the outgoing message. You know? And you can't understand a word of it because the kid's a fucking imbecile. Hi, my name is Stacy. I'm 5 years old. My mommy and daddy aren't home. Here's my message, Stacy. I'm coming over to your house with a big knife. And I'm gonna kill mommy and daddy.
Oh my god.
Then I'm gonna peel off their skin and make a funny hat.
Ew.
After that, I'm gonna take out my huge ding-dong and stick it right in your... These are the same parents who at Christmas time send you pictures of their children. Pictures you didn't ask for and you don't want. But it is fun throwing the pictures away, isn't it? I don't even look at the fucking Christmas card. Who is this? Luann is 12 this year. Fuck Luann. I give a shit how old she is. Does she have any tits yet? Send me a picture of Luann's tits.
Oh my god.
Then I know I'm gonna have a happy new year, too.
No.
Then...
Oh my god, do you know what? I love the days when comedians could say what they want. Do you know what I mean? I feel like George was really in a time where you could just clearly say what you want, you know, and it just be funny and taken as lighthearted and taken as a laugh, you know, and that's what I love about watching the old comedians. Someone's like, why do you watch old comedians from years ago? Like, you know, what's the point? And I'm like, this is the point, because you can hear jokes and you can hear things that, you know, just aren't said anymore. Not that specific thing, but I just mean like the whole skit itself and all the other things that he's done. It's just every time I watch them, I'm like, wow, like you just won't hear this now, and like comedians aren't like this anymore, you know, they're not born like this anymore, and that's why I love him. Yeah, but yeah, he is funny. He's just, the way his delivery is so good, and you know, I just like that he just really just lets go. That's like a comedian I like, just ones who let go, and they just are who they are, and they're like, you find me funny or you don't, and I love that, you know.
I'm gonna have a happy new year, too. Then, just to compound your holiday pleasure, they enclose a family newsletter. Just what you're hoping for. News about people you can barely fucking remember.
Literally.
We're so proud of Brad. He's been accepted into dental school. Yeah, in the Philippines. After 4 tries. Fuck Brad and everybody who looks like Brad. Judging from his picture, I think he's jerking off too much. Keep him away from Luann. Here's another bunch of genetic defectives who've been turned loose on answering machines. These guys who cannot resist the urge to put music on their outgoing message. You know, some guy spends $8 at Radio Shack and suddenly he's a fucking record producer. And because he's busy in the basement jacking off his dog, I have to listen to substandard music. And it's always rotten music, you know? It's either new age, that pointless, meandering zombie noise played by pseudo-spiritual lunatics who think wind chimes are a musical instrument. Or else it's soft rock, that lame-ass, weak, non-threatening suburban white boy junk played by bands like Men Without Testicles. Oh, and folks, on these answering machines, do me a favor, would you please? When you record your outgoing message, don't bother telling me you can't come to the phone. I understand.
Get it.
Apparently, that's why we have these machines. And don't tell me to leave my name and number.
Oh my god, you know what I hate? Oh my god, right, I absolutely hate it. When someone has like recorded themselves like a outgoing thing, right? Because you can do that, and instead of just like letting it go to answer phone, they record something for the answer phone, right? And you know they won't answer phone, but they'll start with hello. They'll go, hello, it's this person, sorry I can't come to the phone right now. And I'm like, why have you said hello? Because now you've made me think you've picked it up, and then you do that awkward thing where you go, oh hello, and then you go, oh shit, no, that's just their recorded message, and then you're disappointed. And then you're literally just disappointed because you thought they responded, but really they haven't. I get you, George, you know? Oh, hello, it's me. But it's not actually me because I haven't picked up the phone. So why are you saying hello then, you know? I understand.
That's why we have these machines. And don't tell me to leave my name and number. Somehow, I figured that out. And if you work in an office, never mind that stuff, I'm away from my desk. If you had to take a shit, say so. Just say, hi, this is Mary Louise. I had the Mexican jalapeno bean chili dip, and I washed it down with a gallon of gin. I'll be in and out all day.
Everyone's clapping, so I feel like I have to.
There are some more people who ought to be strapped into chairs and beaten with hammers. People who wear visors. Let me ask you something. What the fuck is the point in wearing half a hat? Either get a hat or don't. No one's interested in the top of your head. Go back to the store and tell them to give you the rest of the hat. They cheated you. Better still, get yourself one of them little Jewish hats and sew it to your visor. Then you got yourself a full-fledged fucking hat, my friend. Here are some more musical vermin whose mothers we wish had had medical plans that included abortion. These singers who think they're so special, they only need one name. Bono, Sting, Jewel, Tiffany, Prince. What a crock of shit. Get a fucking last name, would you please? I got a nice two-word name for you. Pretentious cocksucker. How do you like that?
Thanks, George. That's what I love about him. See, this whole skit is just him calling out pretentious assholes, and that's what I like. Do you know what I mean? Calling out the pretentious people like this. You know, the ones like in America. When I think of like American like influencers, I'm like, oh my god, like the avocado on toast, and like the green tea. Like everyone should get these self-help books, like he says, and everyone should, you know, eat healthy and eat seeds all the time. And you know, don't eat, you know, cheap stuff. You have to buy the expensive stuff that we can afford and we can plug out to you because we're millionaires. Not like you cheap losers though, because you can't afford to be healthy, you know. Oh, go to the gym. I go to the gym like 24 hours a day, and I like do this all the time, and I do that all the time. Like I'm just so good. And like buy my clothing line. Ugh, you know. That's my response. Ugh.
Word name for you, pretentious cocksucker. How do you like that? Bono, Sting. It's not bad enough the music sucks, but with no last name, you can't find out where they live and throw a fucking bomb through their window.
Oh my god.
It's frustrating. Here are some more people who deserve an inoperable tumor at the base of their spines. These guys who fly around the world in a fucking balloon. You know?
A hot air balloon? I'm confused.
What is this, 1850? Get a fucking airline ticket, will you, please? When are the media going to realize no one's interested in some rich trouser stain who's so bored he's got to fly around the balloon all day? I hope the next guy gets hit by lightning. It flies around in little fart circles. And lands in a sewage treatment pond and sinks with the rest of the turds. Mr. Lighter Than Air. Here is another pack of jack-offs who ought to be strangled in front of their children. People who pay for inexpensive items with a credit card. You know, folks, take my word for this. Raisinets is not a major purchase. Get some fucking cash together. No one should be paying a bank 18% interest on Tic Tacs. And you're holding up the fucking line, too. Some dorky-looking prick with a fanny pack waiting to be approved for a bag of cheese doodles. I need this like I need an infected scrotum. Get some fucking money. Next guy ahead of me online pays for Newsweek with a credit card is getting stabbed in the eyes.
Oh my god.
And I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd.
Todd?
You know, yeah, it's just...
I've never met a guy called Todd. But maybe that's because I'm from England. Like, Todd. You know, it doesn't sound like Tide sounds like a name. Todd sounds like, I don't know, like a form of a tadpole. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I just imagine a tadpole being called Todd. Like, Todd the tadpole, you know, kind of thing.
I'm really sick of guys named Todd. You know, yeah, it's just a goofy fucking name, okay? Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd. And this is Blake and Blair and Blaine and Brent. Where are all these goofy fucking boys' names coming from? Taylor, Tyler, Jordan, Flynn. These are not real names. You want to hear a real name? Eddie. Eddie is a real name. Whatever happened to Eddie? He was here a minute ago. Joey and Jackie and Johnny and Phil, Bobby and Tommy and Danny and Bill. What happened? Todd.
That was really good.
And Cody and Dylan and Cameron and Tucker. Hi, Tucker. I'm Todd. Hi, Todd. I'm Tucker. Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks. And fuck Tucker's friend, Kyle. Yeah. There's another soft name for a boy, Kyle. Soft names make soft people. I'll bet you anything that 10 times...
George isn't very solid, though. Is it like, oh, I'm George? George is quite sweet, isn't it, though? Like, oh, hi, I'm George. It's not like, oh, hi, I'm George, you know? Yeah, George. No. He can't, I'm sorry, but he can't use that argument because his name is George. And George, yeah, be it a very normal name and not a weird name, it's also not a very hard name, is it? Like, oh, I'm George. It's like, no, you're George. Like, it's quite sweet. You know? Sorry, George.
Soft names make soft people. I'll bet you anything that 10 times out of 10, Nikki, Vinny, and Tony will beat the shit out of Todd, Kyle, and Tucker. There are some more people with missing chromosomes who ought to be thrown screaming from a helicopter. Gun enthusiasts, you know? Oh, yeah, I'm a gun enthusiast. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm a blowjob enthusiast. You want to see me shoot? Cock this and I'll discharge a load for you. And I'm not against guns. I'm not one of those mindless Hollywood cocksuckers. I'm not against guns. I'm not against bullets. I'm not even against people shooting each other. Shit, shooting somebody's part of the American dream. I don't care who it is. Parents, teachers, kids, fuck them. Let them get shot. Doesn't bother me. But speaking of mindless Hollywood cocksuckers, before Charlton Heston became president of these dickless lunatics in the NRA, they had a different guy. He's still one of their major spokesmen. His name is Wayne LaPierre. What kind of a name for a gun nut is Wayne LaPierre? Doesn't this sound a little fruity to you? Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm a gun person. Bang, bang. You know what this prick's name ought to be? Biff Webster.
The thing is, though, like, fine, like what you like, but at the same time, I'm like, with people who are gun enthusiasts, like he's saying, what's the point? Like, yeah, I understand, like, guys who like cars, fine, there's a wide range of cars that look different, you know, they look cool, they look different. What's so cool about a gun? You know, it just shoots things, it just shoots out bullets. Like, yeah, you've got a bunch of different ranges of guns, but like, not really, like, they all do the same thing. They all shoot things and whatever, they all just shoot out bullets, and like, they don't all look massively different. You've just got different types of guns, but they all pretty much look the same, you know? It's just not very fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see the joy or the fun in it. Apart from, like, if you like cars, or if you like jackets, or cameras, or like something different, you know, but guns is just a bit boring, you know?
You know what, this prick's name ought to be Biff Webster. Spud Crowley, a man's name, Chuck Steak. Here are some more men who ought to be strapped to a gurney and castrated with fishing knives. White guys who shave their heads completely bald. You know? They're so ashamed they lost 11 hairs, they're gonna try to turn it into some kind of a masculine statement. I say, hey, you goofy-looking, baldy-headed fuck. Looks good on black guys. On you, it's ugly, repulsive, and disgusting. You want to be bald? Do what I did. Wait a while. Yeah. Meantime, there's no excuse for running around looking like a freshly circumcised
Oh
pig.
my God.
And just to wind up this little group of complaints, finally, this is a group of social criminals. These people in the space program. Nassholes, I call them. In case you haven't heard, the latest disaster for the rest of the universe is that the United States is going to go to Mars. Okay? Oh, yeah. We're going to go to Mars. And then, of course, we're going to colonize deep space with our microwave hot dogs and plastic vomit, fake dog shit and cinnamon dental floss and lemon-scented toilet paper and sneakers with lights in the heels. And all these other impressive things we've done down here. But let me ask you this. What are we going to tell the Intergalactic Council of Ministers the first time one of our teenage mothers throws her newborn baby into a dumpster, huh? How are we going to explain that to the space people? How are we going to let them know that our ambassador was only late for the meeting because his breakfast was cold and he had to spend half an hour punching his wife around the kitchen? Now, what are they going to think when they find out it's just a local custom that over 80 million women in the third world have had their clitorises forcibly removed in order to reduce their sexual pleasure so they won't cheat on their husbands? Can't you just sense how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up? Can't you see them out there?
No.
Now that was what you call a savage ending. But yeah, that was a good video. I did enjoy it. Now, it's just like, it was a fun little list. You know, I felt like what's good about it was that it was just calling out all the pretentious people that no one really likes. And, well, not dislikes, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, because and also just yourself. I'm sure there's things out of that I could pick out and go, oh my God, I do that myself. You know, that's the thing about him. He's very good at dragging you down to earth and making you realise you're not very special, you know, we're all just living life and whatever, and little things we all do is actually rather annoying to most people, but oh well, you know, but yeah, he is very good at humbling you. But yeah, overall, fun video, liked it, you know, he's very creative, very talented, love him all the time. You've always got to love him because he is a talented man, even though he's a bit grumpy and a bit, you know, bleh, it works, you know, and if it works, then you keep it. What's the saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix what ain't broke. I don't know, whatever the saying is. But yeah, overall good video. Talented, funny man. But yeah, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and please turn on the notification bell. Goodbye.